Ron, this is Dispatch.
Hello YouTube. I haven't done a video in a week or two. I was gonna put out a couple videos last week that were kind of on the humorous side, but then some sad news happened, and I really needed to just kind of gather my thoughts, and this is the video that I needed to do. At the beginning of my videos, you'll hear a voice on there that says, "Ron, this is Dispatch." And that voice comes from a gentleman by the name of Rick Morgan. He's a friend of mine from Zello. Many of y'all know him as Honky Donkey or Pretty Ricky, Arkansas Farm Boy. He went by a couple other names, but most people just knew him as Rick, and Rick Morgan was his name. I never met the man. I wasn't friends with him on Facebook. Never met him in person, but I talked to him every single day on Zello, and he was just he was a good guy in general. Late last week, Rick passed away after a short illness, and it was it was a shock to all of us. He had been ill for a short time, and we all thought he was getting better and a little stronger. He started coming back on Zello a little bit and cutting up, but then he suddenly passed late last week, and it's a huge loss for everybody that knew him. Rick started that Ron, this is Dispatch thing, kind of making fun of me. As a rookie driver working for a small company, he was familiar with the type of companies that I worked for, and he would give me a hard time whenever I had a fuel shortage or sent on a silly call, or he would come up. It would go something to the effect of, "Ron, this is Dispatch. We're going to need you to go ahead and use some of your own money to put fuel in there, and go ahead and take this 500-mile run. We're going to go ahead and put a little money on your Comdata card, and you can stop and get a cheeseburger," and something to that effect. And there were several different scenarios that he would play out, and it always made me smile. And everybody in Super Truckers of America would usually follow suit, and that's something that's gonna stick with me forever. Everybody that knew Rick really liked him. He leaves behind a wife and I believe a 15-year-old daughter who he just absolutely adored. Anytime he got close to home and his wife would bring his daughter by, he just glowed, and all he would do is talk about his daughter. And I'm sure that's a huge loss for her, as well as his wife, who I've never spoke to, but others in the group are speaking to her. Rick had just started a new job, and now his family's in a bind, and we're trying to help him out, and that's the purpose of this video. For those that knew him, or who maybe not, maybe have just heard of him, Next Generation Trucker has got a hold of his wife and got her permission, and he started a GoFundMe page, and I will put the link in the description. If you find it in your heart to donate, any amount will greatly help. Rick gave me so much advice. His advice usually didn't come as just advice. It normally came with a story, either something that he had experienced or something that he knew of somebody else experiencing. But his advice that I took to heart was never wrong. Rick had been a trucker for years. I don't even know how long, but you could be almost anywhere in the country and say, I'm in this town, and he'll say, oh, you're on interstate such and such, and if you'll go to exit whatever, oh, there's a restaurant, woo-wee, he would say. And man, he never steered me wrong on food either. I stopped at 2 or 3 different restaurants that he had recommended, and they were all fantastic. And he did it to everybody, anybody, no matter where they said they were. He knew of a restaurant or someplace that they needed to check out. He knew it by exit number, and if there wasn't truck parking there, he would tell you, take this exit, you'll find a Chevron on your left, and behind that Chevron there'll be truck parking there, and you can park your truck there and run across to the restaurant, and or a hotel. This is a great hotel, or these friendly people. He just had a fantastic memory. Even in the Zello group, trolls that would come in, man, he would pick up on somebody that was fake in a heartbeat, and he was seldom wrong on that. Rick had a lot of friends. He was loved by a lot of people, and man, I just Rick, I'm gonna remember you forever, brother, and I know you're no longer in pain, and you're gonna be missed. So again, if you find it in your heart to donate, the link will be in the bottom in the description, and maybe next week I'll get back to some videos. Till then, peace.